Hello friends, today we'll see something about grand strategies which are being used in strategic management. Now you can see that the main function of top level organization is to go for any sort of future planning which may affect the entire working of organization. Now you can see that the company may go for expansion kind of strategy, the company may go for shutdown kind of strategy, the company may go for reducing the manpower by say 50%. It can be due to any sort of reasons. So because of this, the company needs to adopt different strategies, various strategies from time to time. So one such kind of strategies are grand strategies which may affect the organization, the working of entire organization or their team members. Now let us see something about grand strategies. What are those grand strategies? First is we can see stability. Now stability strategies are adopted when organizations decide to improve the functional performance. For example, a packaged tea company provides special services to its institutional buyers apart from its regular customer to encourage bulk buying. For example, you might have seen that many such organizations, many such companies, many such institutions, they are using tea vending machine, coffee vending machine. So apart from selling the tea, the tea bags or the packaged tea to different customers, the company also encourages to have a family pack wherein those family packs are in such refill packs which are being sold directly sold to the institutions or to the organizations which are using tea vending machine or coffee vending machines. So this is nothing but stability strategy wherein you can decide to improve the functional performance. You want to improve the performance, you want to improve the sales. That is why you are adopting stability strategy. A steel company modernizes its plant to improve efficiency as well as productivity. Now in such cases, you can see that whenever new technology or new machineries are introduced in any organization or any company, definitely the efficiency of the company increases, the output of the company definitely increases, and at some point of time the company gets benefited from those kind of strategies, from those kind of stability strategies. Note that the above mentioned companies do not go beyond what they are doing presently. They are serving the same market with the present products. They are not. I have not taken an example that a Indian company is going internationally, an Indian company is becoming a multinational company. Nothing. Only thing is that the same company is looking for different category or different segment of customers where they can serve more amount of those same products. These strategies aim at stability by causing the companies marginally improving their performance. Their sales, their profits, their revenue are increased but marginally. Now usually these kind of strategies are being followed by small and medium sized companies operating in safe and predictable environment. This is very important. Safe and predictable environment. Now you can see that you cannot predict the environment. It may change, it may go across, it may change drastically. But these strategies are being appointed, are being allotted, are being used only when the environment is very much safe and it is friendly for the company. Now there are three types of stability strategy. Number one, no change strategy. That means continuing with the present business which is already going. That means taking no new decisions as there are no significant number of opportunities or threat. Whatever you are doing, you can do it in the same way. Second strategy is profit strategy. In this, assuming that the present that they are facing are temporary ones and therefore are short-lived. In this case, they make decisions like cost cut, reduce investment, price rise, increasing productivity, etc. Third, pause and proceed with caution strategy. Imagine an advanced recognized party going ahead to monitor the situation before the troops move in full strength to encounter the enemy. This technique is employed by organizations that wish to test ground before moving ahead with full-fledged corporate strategies. Now, this is nothing but pause, proceed with caution. Whenever you are launching a new product into the market, what you will see that you can do a sample survey for your products. You may distribute the products in case of small sachets or packets, and once the people have tasted or people have used your samples, and if they are very much delighted to again purchase the product, definitely the company go on launching the product in full-fledged. This is nothing but pause and caution with strategy. Next is growth strategy. Now in this growth strategy, there are many such strategy. One is diversification. Now they itself says diversify. I mean, from one single business you are growing into some another different kind of business. Now diversification strategy involves a substantial change in the business definition. When new products are made for new markets, then diversification takes place. There are two things: first, new product, and second, new markets. That is why diversification is the name. It is therefore related to newness of the product or newness of the market or growth. I mean, the same product can be launched in totally different market, or for the same market some new product could be launched. That is nothing but diversification. Also in this strategy, the organization offers similar type of products or new type of products. That is, for example, a book publisher going into publishing of magazines, related diversification, or a book publisher going into carpet manufacturing company, unrelated, but again this is diversification. I have quoted, you might have come across several examples, like Tata Chemicals are manufacturing Tata Salt. The same Tatas are manufacturing automobiles with the name as Tata Motors. The same Tata Group, parent group, they are into IT business with the name itself as Tata Consultancy Services. This is nothing but diversification. It could be related diversification or unrelated diversification. I hope you might have understood what is diversification strategy. Now we shall see something about vertical integration strategy. When an organization starts making a new product that serves its own needs, vertical integration takes place. In simple language, any new activity undertaken with the purpose of either supplying inputs or raw materials or serving as a customer for outputs, that is marketing of firm's product, is vertical integration. Now you can see that if you take an example of MBA college, if one college is successfully running an MBA course, and if they want to go for diversification, they may start with a new BBA college, wherein the MBA college will definitely get inputs from the BBA college, I mean the students from the third year or from the final year of BBA. So that is nothing but an example of vertical integration. In this case, I have mentioned this as backward integration, means retreating to the source of raw material. I mean, you yourself become vendor for your own products. That is nothing but backward integration. Second thing, forward integration. I mean, the same MBA college, if they are starting with another PhD course in the field of management, wherein few students or some students from MBA, they get directly enrolled into the PhD course which the same college is offering, then it becomes forward integration. This moves the organization ahead, taking it nearer to the ultimate customers. Now you can see that Amul are into the manufacturing, Amul company are into the manufacturing of milk and milk related products. Also they are into manufacturing of ice creams and other frozen desserts. Now in this case, when Amul Amuls have their own retail franchisee, that is Amul store, wherein they are selling chocolates, they are selling ice creams and other frozen desserts. That is nothing but an example of forward integration. So these two strategies are very, very, very highly important in today's recent environment, wherein the company need to diversify, the company need to grow, the company need to progress. It could be related diversification or it could be totally an unrelated diversification, because you cannot just stick to one single product, to selling or manufacturing of one just single product. You have to diversify, you have to go into different sectors, you have to go into different fields. Now best such examples are of Tata's. Best examples are of Reliance, wherein they have entered into several diversified fields. And second thing, that is vertical integration. It could be backward integration. You yourself acquire, you yourself become vendor for your own company, or forward integration, wherein you yourself become the customer or the distribution channel member for your parent organization. So these two are one of the most important strategies which are being used recently. I hope friends you might have understood today's PPT. Thank you for watching my YouTube video.